This Amur tiger feels uneasy, as after a challenging recovery journey, it is uncertain about what comes next. Will it be able to enjoy a free and happy life? When freedom was in sight, the rhino couldn't hold back its emotions and just wanted to run as fast as possible back to its home. This is a historic milestone as they release a pair of Mexican wolves into the Blue Range Wolf Recovery Area in Arizona, aiming to establish a new population in this pristine wilderness. Thanks to the efforts of many passionate individuals and organizations, they have completed an incredible 8,000-mile journey to their forever home in the sanctuary, where these lions have a bright future ahead. A spectacular sight unfolded as thousands of birds soared into the sky, embracing their freedom. This image is truly inspiring, filling us with hope for these magnificent creatures. After a long winter, these cows finally took their first step outside, and for some of the calves, it was their first walk in their lives. The leopard was severely injured. After weeks of dedicated medical care, it was successfully released back into its natural habitat. Pigs are intelligent and emotional animals. Just look at this mother pig and her piglets after being rescued from a slaughterhouse. They were freed and are now happily dancing around. After a year of solitude, this python thinks this bag is the coziest place ever, until it realizes it's about to taste freedom again, thanks to a volunteer. A gray fox rescued from a fire late last year has been released back into the wild after 5 months of recovery at the Ramona Wildlife Center. After recovering, these orphaned hippos are finally healthy and ready to be released into a new family.
How they reacted when they saw that beautiful body of water. All three of them ran into the water straight away. They kind of gave each other a kiss to say hi.
Here, 2 chimps, Vanilla and Shake, were liberated for the first time in 28 years. You can see how everything felt so new to them. The female tiger has completed her rehabilitation process and is now a skilled and experienced hunter. It is now time for her to begin her new life in the wild. This opossum thought it would be trapped behind the bars forever, so it couldn't believe its eyes when it saw it was back home.
Thank you.
The ocelot was injured and received treatment to restore its health. And now, the moment has come for it to return to the wild, which it has always been eagerly awaiting. One of the cruelest things fate can do is to take away the ability to escape from the fastest animals in the world. Fortunately, there are wonderful people ready to ensure that doesn't happen unjustly. This lonely hippo was rescued from poachers and brought to a wildlife sanctuary. It must have felt like it had stepped into hippo paradise upon realizing it was safe and the only male around. A striped hyena narrowly escaped death after falling into a 15-foot deep well in Ane village, located in the Altur forest range of Maharashtra. Fortunately, volunteers discovered it in time and rescued it. After a medical examination and treatment on site, it was released back into the wild. The critically injured vulture was nursed back to health by a wildlife conservation organization. 6 months later, it was released back into the wild, and look how happy it is to be home. It's time for this weasel to return to where it belongs, and its steps show just how happy it is. In this short video, produced by the International Fund for Animal Welfare, Dr. John Beecham talks about the process of reintroducing 4 grizzly bear cubs back into the wild. Although it still felt disoriented after waking up, it was certain that the natural environment would be good for a wild animal like itself. The seals named Drake and Remy were rescued and given the necessary care. When they were ready to be released back into the sea, Drake ran towards the ocean excitedly, but Remy did not follow. Instead, Remy began to turn back towards the enclosure, fearful of the vast sea. However, Drake stood waiting, as if trying to encourage Remy that he could do it. Suddenly, Remy began to muster up courage and plunged into the water, and then they both swam to the place where they belonged. Rescued fox cubs run in the grass for the first time. This moment is priceless. This is the UK's first polar bear cub in 25 years, taking its first steps outdoors under the watchful eye of its mother. This golden eagle was injured and fell onto a road in Arizona before being rescued and cared for at a wildlife rehabilitation center. After recovering, it was released back into the wild. It expressed its joy by majestically flapping its wings before disappearing into the stunning cliffs of Arizona. Because it was released so suddenly, the bear appeared extremely confused and anxious, not realizing that they had brought it back to its true home. The bobcat has experienced freedom and ran at an incredible speed to return to where it belongs.
Goat? Whoa! He's in a hurry now.
The black-footed ferret was returned to the wild by this man after 2 months, and it took a long time for it to realize where it belonged. This poor condor was released after many years in captivity at the zoo. Unfortunately, it took him a while to remember how to fly. This snowy owl is one of over 50,000 wild animals that the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center has dedicatedly rescued and rehabilitated after being injured, sick, or orphaned. A great horned owl has been released back into the wild after completing its recovery. This is the result of joint efforts by many passionate individuals, foundations, and partners who have come together to release 25 bighorn sheep back into their natural habitat. The hummingbird got stuck in the man's garage, and he helped the bird and released it back into the wild.
Oh.
Ready?
Yeah.
The release of 25 endangered black-footed ferrets onto a private ranch marks the first historical event of its kind in Arizona, made possible by a special federal conservation agreement. There's nothing more wonderful than seeing these animals return to their natural habitat. They release tons of fish into the river with the aim of restoring the ecosystem and creating new life opportunities for these creatures. Additionally, these fish carry the hope for a sustainable future for the entire ecosystem. After a long period of rehabilitation following a serious accident, this Florida panther can't believe he's just one step away from his long-awaited freedom, which feels so daunting to take. I know that these wild horses are better suited to living in nature. These wild dogs are used to having an electric fence keeping them contained, and now they are free. All the people who cared for it at the rescue center gathered here to see the seal pup they had dedicated themselves to swim out to sea. The family of orangutans was injured due to poaching, but now they are healthy, and it's time for them to return to the wild. Wildlife and Parks game wardens released twin black bear cubs into south-central Montana earlier this week. They were separated from their mother in September and spent the winter at the Wildlife Center of Montana at Montana Wild in Helena. The seals injured by fishing nets have received thorough medical care, and now they have returned to their home. The wolf knew the man wanted to help it, so it patiently lay, waiting to be rescued. This is the journey of orphaned possums raised under human care before returning to the wild. The grizzly bears, after undergoing treatment for their injuries, have been returned to their natural forest in Montana. Just look at how excited they are. To protect these turtle hatchlings, a non-governmental organization in Himchurry has teamed up with local people to patrol the beach at night to collect turtle eggs. The eggs are then buried in a secure area within the conservation center. Once the hatchlings are born, they will be released back into the ocean. When a massive humpback whale drifted onto a beach in Argentina, people came to the rescue. About 30 people worked for 28 hours to get the whale back to the sea, and they ultimately succeeded. The whale swam away, and those onshore prayed for its well-being. These wild coyotes were orphaned as pups and were cared for by local wildlife rescue teams until they grew up. Now, the time has come for them to return to the wild. Poor animals get easily trapped in nets, even clotheslines. In such situations, there is always a hero who appears to rescue them, giving them a chance to survive and return to their natural lives. In the first few moments after the cage door was opened, the leopard couldn't even believe it had gained its freedom. Sometimes, being confined for too long can make one lose the will to live. Good news from Forter Valley in Plymouth, where for the first time in over 400 years, Eurasian beavers have been released to create a suitable habitat. Hoover was the only one of 12 tigers that an international animal rights organization managed to save from a cramped cage in a Peruvian gas station thanks to volunteers. He was able to find a new home where he saw the forest for the first time and even swam in a lake. As soon as the civet cat realized this was its home, it ran away as fast as it could without looking back. It didn't want to stay in the small cage for another minute. Clearwater Marine Aquarium has released Otis and Calusa, two immature green sea turtles, back into the ocean for conservation purposes. It's amazing to see these turtles return to the sea. The release of 3 river otters into the Provo River is a significant step in the effort to restore and conserve this species. This action demonstrates our commitment to protecting wildlife and maintaining ecological balance. People who are willing to help animals are real-life heroes, without capes or armor. They silently save the lives of unfortunate animals in need of help. The Old Pajeda Conservancy recently received a call for help about a trapped leopard that needed to be transferred to the sanctuary. Luckily, the team was always ready and trained to handle this situation. Does watching this video of a dove, a symbol of peace, ever melt your heart? Since birth, these zebras have craved nothing but freedom, and no one has the right to confine them.
She's gonna have a fold.
In the end, they successfully and emotionally rescued the beluga whale and returned it to its natural home. The Texas Wildlife Conservation Society has returned the injured animals they have been caring for back to the wild. This moment is priceless. Get ready. as they will be releasing nearly 1 million pigeons all at once. The pigeons immediately take flight, filling the skies over Portugal.
Com 40 tontos.
This elephant used to work in a circus in Thailand. Now that the elephant is old, it has been rescued and freed here by American animal conservationists. It is truly an incredibly emotional moment.
Free elephant!
For these horses, they truly belong in the wild where they can roam freely, rather than in small farms.
Yay, Grandpa, finally! It's okay, off you go. We love you, but go into the ocean.
The seal seemed to have trouble believing its eyes that it had been returned to the ocean. The first steps upon returning may be wobbly and challenging, but these giraffes know a beautiful life awaits them ahead. This guy decided to release his American kestrel back into the wild. Even though they were close friends, he still did it. What a man with a kind heart. These critically endangered Siberian tigers have been released back into the wild. We hope they will thrive in their natural habitat. This condor was found with a severe injury, but today it's spreading its wings and flying again. Just look at how happy it is. This bear was injured and had to be treated at a wildlife sanctuary for a year, but it never forgot its natural habitat. The moment it was released, it was incredibly happy. Sometimes, releasing an animal back into the wild is not simply that act. For these 3 orphaned bear cubs, biologists not only rescued them, but also taught them survival skills for a whole year before they returned to the wild. 10 Milu deer have been transported from Beijing to Hebei province, where they will be released into the wild in the hope of expanding the Milu population. The animals were loaded onto a truck after being tranquilized on Saturday morning in Beijing and are expected to arrive in Mulan town in Hebei province after a 6-hour trip. Marine rescues are often more challenging, especially for large animals like sharks. However, in this case, rescuers were fortunate to successfully return the giant shark to its home. This young man has become a close friend of these lions. However, it's now time for them to return to their real family. There's nothing better than coming back to one's own home, isn't it?
It is not easy to do at another line facility. It is a pro to having good relationships with these animals.
Two seals got entangled in a fishing net and were injured. After being rescued by the rescue team and taken care of, both of them have now recovered and are ready to return to the ocean. to release a 6-ton male elephant back into the wild, just having the intention is not enough. The volunteers must first find a suitable vehicle for it. On this day, Grant County, Colorado, was forever changed because, for the first time in history, 3 male and 2 female wolves were released here to establish a new community in this pristine wilderness. These 2 cubs have been rescued and treated, and now they are fully grown and ready to return to the wild. The bears were very excited and could not contain their joy when they saw their home again. This little lynx seems unsure of what to do next because she can hardly believe that the cage has finally opened and she's being allowed to explore her new home.
I think I'm recording, yeah.
Oh, scary. Oh my God. What is it? Yeah, together.
Together.
When these orphaned children are ready, that's when they begin to live independently. This northern seabird was found entangled in seaweed and unable to move, but after being examined and confirmed healthy, it was returned to where it belongs. All the rescued monkeys were placed together in the same truck, and now it's time for their freedom. This lion has not fully recovered, but as soon as it realized the path to freedom was open. At first, the lion was quite fearful as it looked around at its surroundings, but its intense desire for freedom quickly urged it on. If you think releasing animals is cute and fun, how about when the animal is a bit less furry, more toothy, and 3 meters long? For this lion, the surroundings seemed too unfamiliar. It didn't even dare to step out of the enclosure, but I'm sure it will soon return to its wild instincts. A polar bear required special methods to return to the wild. The pilots had to fly at a limited altitude and distance because the bear could wake up at any moment. Fortunately, the bear woke up just as it arrived home. And all these people gathered for one reason: to witness the rescued African penguins return to the wild. This is the first time in Guatemala that captive red-tailed macaws have been released into the wild. For the first time in the conservation history of Kaziranga National Park in India, 2 hand-reared orphaned rhinos have been released back into the wild. This is the effort to rescue stranded dolphins. Without these kind people, it's uncertain what would happen to the dolphin. This bear has waited a long time for the moment of freedom, and now that moment has become a reality. It's been 6 months since they were born, and it's their first attempt at nature's hunting grounds. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you for taking the time to watch this entire video. We hope you had relaxing and enjoyable moments. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe to our channel to receive notifications when we upload new videos. See you in the next video.